Welcome to Valerie's Real Talk podcast. My name is Valerie Smith and I'm your host. Today is a special Friday edition for episode 70 where I'm going to speak to you about fear not and live in the present moment. The reason for having this podcast episode come out on Friday is because of the heightened of anxiety that individuals are going through, the changes that are happening in our world. And I said, what better time to speak to an audience where it's the end of your week and you can hear something about the word mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice where it teaches you how to be centered, how to breathe, how to eat, how to respond to certain things. For me, I have had the experience of practicing mindfulness since 2016. My nutritionist told me about this great practice, how it keeps you centered. And it's really great for decision making in the present moment. It keeps you from living in the past, even though we appreciate our past. And it keeps us from going too further into the future because the future is not here. So it's very important that we look at the present as a gift. We are alive and we have to ask ourselves, what impact are we going to bring to humanity? Are we going to live in fear, or are we going to bring our creative selves and bring impact to the world? Many a times we cannot control chaos. We can't control the things that are out of our control. But what we can do, we can control what we can control, which is our lives, our careers, our family, and how we wake up to bring impact to humanity. And this is the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because as we live day to day, change is always going to be around us. It's how we react to it. What changes are you going to bring to the world? Are you waiting for somebody to bring change to you? Or are you going to be the change in the world? This is the reason why people fear. Fear, it comes from lack of knowledge, because we put our power in somebody else's hand. We think that they're going to change our own worlds where you have it on the inside to change. You are humanity with energy. You are humanity with intellect. You are humanity that can change many lives because we all don't have the same gift. We all were made unique and intelligent. Not one person, but you. If you give your power to someone else, they're not going to shine from the inside of you, because you are your own uniqueness. And that's why I love mindfulness, because it teaches us about choice. It keeps you centered. When I'm eating my dinner, I don't answer texts. I don't answer phone calls. I don't even look at emails or the web, anything. I'm focusing on my nutrition. Because why? I'm feeding my body good food, and it makes me feel great about what I prepared for myself. And nothing else matters. That's what it means to be present. You're being mindful about your time to eat in peace. This is what you're going to have to do when it comes to media. You're going to have to shut it off, because our media is a program. It's either you're going to react to it, or you're not going to react to it, or you're going to do something about it. The late Peter Drucker, he is the late Peter Drucker, he said in a quote, "If the future doesn't look great, create it." He had to do the same thing Peter Drucker did, because he wanted books on management and there was no books. He created the tools, he created the methodology, he went around and consulted to different companies to help them out to be productive managers. He was the modern day manager. And that's what you have to do. A lot of our great people have passed on and left a legacy. The question I ask you, what legacy are you leaving? Are you going to leave a legacy of fear? Or are you going to leave a legacy of now and create it and put it out there to the world? Because you cannot wait on someone to do something for you. It's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime. If you are picking fear over your own creativity and your own light, then you have something that you need to ask yourself. And the question is, why? It's a simple question, but as humanity, we make things so complicated because what we see and what we don't do. And that is to take control of our own lives. To take control, take the power back, put fear on the back burner. And we have to say, we need to step out in 2025. And we have to bring ourselves in the world to help humanity. You don't have to become of the world, but we have to help them. Whatever gift that you have been stored up in your closet, it's time to bring it out. It is time to show people your gifts. It's time to create something that is of value to humanity, and it's also going to build your legacy. Now, I'm not going to say that chaos doesn't help. Chaos helps build that momentum. It builds that credibility that you have on the inside. And it makes you want to do something different and action. But you don't want to waddle in darkness, which is fear, because you'll never bring that talent, that gifts that you have. That's why you have to be present. You can't think about the past. You can't think about the future because the past is gone. The future is just not, it's not here. But you can work on it now. That's why they always say the future is now. Because there's a lot of fear and anxiety that has heightened this week. But it's important that you are human. You will have fear. You will have anxiety. And we're not saying that, oh, you're going to start practicing mindfulness and it's going to go away right away. You have to write your journal on how you feel every day when you practice mindfulness. Because mindfulness is a journey. It's a journey. If you're a reactive person, it's going to take some time. But I say estimated time based on my experience is 6 months. It takes 6 months to really hone in that practice of mindfulness, to being silent, to being present, to write in your journal on how you felt on certain occasions. How did you react? That's going to be your homework. I want you to bring that journal out. I want you to list your fears. What do you see in the world that's really bothering you? And how can you be the change in the world? How can you bring that creativeness, that innovation that you have on the inside out for the world to see, to make change? Because chaos, out of chaos, there's momentum. Out of chaos, there's innovation. Out of chaos, it brings out that great creativity out of you. It's like a burning desire that you want to prove that whatever chaos is happening, you can be the change in the world. So I want you to really think hard in why you fear and why your anxiety is up. And how can you make that change over to being mindful and being present in the moment? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all who are joining me for Valerie's Real Talk, episode 70, Fear Not and Live in the Present Moment. And I look forward to seeing you next week for episode 71.